Welcome back to Pittsburgh Sports with Scooter. So today's video, I'm going to do something a little different when it pertains to the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm just going to kind of talk about a few different things here when it pertains to them, what I think, and wondering what you all think. So, yes, the Pittsburgh Pirates beat Colorado yesterday pretty handily, actually. The offense woke up a little bit, um, played pretty decent ball. Um, and they won the game. So kudos to the Pirates. They're back to 500. Um, they're 1.5 games out of a wild card spot. Here's the thing. Ahead of the Pirates for the wild card spot is Miami, Arizona, Washington, San Diego, Chicago, and Philadelphia. I did a video about are the Pirates going to be buyers or sellers last week. I know what most Pirate fans want. I know what I want as a Pirates fan. I want them to make this team better and try to make a run. They're 8.5 games out of first place in the division, which isn't insurmountable, but it's beginning to be insurmountable. We're almost at the halfway point of the season here. We know what the Pirates are. We know what they aren't. We know they need to bolster this bullpen. Offensively, I still think the Pirates are good enough, even with Cruz and the kid Connor Griffin out of the lineup. They're still managing to score runs. Their bullpen is atrocious. They need to find a way to get rid of Marcell Ozuna. That's $13 million. They'll probably have to package him with somebody from the farm system to get anybody to even think about doing it. And then there's $13 million the Pirates can use to bolster the bullpen. That's how I think about it. Boy, I almost swore there. But the reason I brought up the teams ahead of them is who's the Pirates better than in that group? I don't think they're better than Philly. Even though they have a winning record against the Cubs, I'm not sure if they're better than the Cubs. I don't think they're better than San Diego. I do think they're better than Washington, Arizona, and Miami. And I guess you can make an argument that if they bolster the bullpen, they have a shot. But here's my question. How all in should they go? Are you willing to give up top 10 talent? I don't know if the Pirates have played well enough to make the argument for that. Every fiber of my being wants them to go for it. But I just don't know how aggressive they should be. If the Pittsburgh Pirates give up a bunch in the farm system to bolster the bullpen and they miss the playoffs, then what have they accomplished other than the future? What are you willing to give up? I do think if the Pirates stay in the talks for any playoff spot, that they will try to make the bullpen better. I'm just not sure how much better. Or Ben Sherrington will just go back to what he says all the time, and that is, we got to get better within. Well, we're not getting better within, obviously. So my question to Pirates fans is, what do you do? Like I said, from a pure fan aspect, I know what everybody wants them to do. I know what I want them to do. But from a baseball aspect and looking at it objectively, I don't know. I just don't know. The bottom line is they play terrible defense. They have terrible fundamentals. And the bullpen stinks. And it's a shame because this is probably the best Pirates offense I've seen. Even with Ryan O'Hearn struggling, they're still scoring runs. With O'Neal Cruz out, they're still scoring runs. With Connor Griffin out, they're still scoring runs. The starting pitching hasn't pitched as well as it did in the beginning of the season. Leads to another question. I know Joey Bart is no great hitter and no great defensive catcher, but he's better than Henry Davis, especially offensively, but yet we still have Henry Davis here. Henry Davis is hitting like a $136. There's no excuse for that. That's terrible. I remember at the beginning of the season, even we were all talking about if Henry Davis can just hit 200 or a little better and play great defense and lead this pitching staff, we'd all be happy with that. The bottom line is he's not hitting anywhere close to 200. If you look at his numbers, he's not even that good defensively at this point. The only thing he's good at is throwing out base runners. But he's here because Paul Skeens wants him to be here. So that leads to another question. Does Paul Skeens really want to win? I got to believe yes. He seems like that type, but if he's keeping Henry Davis here because that's what he wants personally, then he's not thinking about the team. And that's not good. Endy Rodriguez is hitting the ball much better than Bart or Henry Davis were, but he's not great defensively. And is his body even going to hold up for the rest of the season? Because so far, Endy Rodriguez, his body always fails him. So I just keep waiting for that shoe to fall off. I don't know, Pirate fans. 3 weeks ago, I was all in on this team. I thought they were a top 5 or 6 team in baseball. I thought they would go all in and they would make a push. How much things have changed in 3 weeks? I'm curious what y'all think. Has this team proven enough for the organization to go all in? And if they go all in, is it worth just going after the wild card? And what happens if you go all in and this franchise doesn't even make it to a wild card spot? Because I still believe if they get in the playoffs, they always have a shot. They always have a shot with Paul Skeens, Braxton Ashcraft as a 1-2 punch in the playoffs. We all thought Mitch Keller would play a role in that, but the way Mitch Keller's pitched, I don't trust him to do anything. I'm actually starting to think Bubba Chandler's turning the corner. And if he can continue this, then you've got that 1-2-3 punch of Skeens, Ashcraft, and Brubaker, excuse me, Bubba Chandler. Boy, Brubaker's a name from the past, huh? So, I don't know. I think the next, say, 3 weeks, the next 3 to 4 weeks are going to determine quite a bit. Can the Pirates make a push? And can some of these other teams ahead of them come backwards a little bit? I believe it's August 13th is the trade deadline. So, like I said, the next month, it's going to tell us a lot. If the Pirates continue to play the way they are, they continue to fall back, I don't see the Pirates being buyers. I see them being sellers, and that makes me sick. So let's see what happens. This next 3 or 4 weeks of baseball truly means everything to this Pittsburgh Pirates team and to the fan base. And we'll see how it plays out. Do I think they're good enough to make a run? I really do. I really do. Other than the bullpen, I really think this team is capable. But every time they start, they find a way to pee down their leg. They find a way to get in their own way. And I really don't think this is a Don Kelly problem as much as it is a player problem. I don't agree with everything Kelly does, but Kelly can't go out of the bullpen and pitch. So let me know your ideas. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, hit like and subscribe. Tell me what you're thinking. Ask me questions. Argue with me. I don't care. I just want interaction. So as always, and until next time, let's go Bucks.